Welcome back to another episode of Press On Podcast. It's been a minute, but we got half of the NCAA in the transfer portal right now. Still so much talent available. Milan Momcilovic, John Blackwell, Alan Graves, still some 5-stars that haven't committed yet. This is insane. The offseason's almost as entertaining as the regular season at this point.
Yeah, before we hit to the transfer portal, we just covered our first season of college basketball. That was fun. Covered, it's a light word. We just kind of talk about it for fun here, but we had a blast talking about it. What a season it was. We never even talked about the Final Four. Shout out Michigan. I've been calling that for a while now. I'll give myself a pat on the back. But now it's like you win the national championship and you just got to move on. Yeah. JP Estrella, you're landing in Ann Arbor like 4 days later.
Yeah, won the national championship, already got back to work. I mean, right on the transfer portal. I mean, Michigan, you can see him post locker room, like already texting guys about committing. And it's nuts.
You don't have a break as a coach. Like Coach Cal was saying, he used to spend these 2 weeks in Cancun, and now he's back in his office right after they lose to Arizona. So I mean, It stinks as a coach. Now it's a 365 job if it already wasn't. And the transfer portal is still chaotic. I know it's been open for 2 weeks, and like you said, there are some studs left at the top of the board. And where do you think they go? Let's start with Milan Momcilovic.
I think he's probably going to stay in the draft, honestly. I think he's probably like an early fringe first rounder. I mean, when you shoot like 45% from three at a high volume, I think that's valuable in the NBA. I think he probably stays in the draft. If he doesn't, I don't know where he goes, to be honest. I mean, there's still so many holes on a lot of rosters. I mean, I know he's been rumored to some places, but I think he's going to stay in the draft.
I think he should stay in the draft. If he goes to a contending team, he can immediately stretch the floor. He shot dang near 50% from three, and he is 6'8". I think he's even taller than that. It seems a little short. And he's got good foot movement. I mean, he's not a slow big. I think he'd be good in the draft. But if he goes, I've heard rumors to Florida, but I think the reason he hasn't committed is because Tommy Hauck hasn't said anything. I think if Tommy Hauck goes to the draft, Momcilovic is going to play.
Tommy Hauck's for sure coming back, right?
He said he's leaning towards it.
Okay, yeah.
So like he probably. I mean, it's really.
If he comes back, I mean, Florida should be right in that national championship contender.
They're the only team that could not land a transfer, and I'd be like, yeah, they're top 5. Right. Because Urban Klavzar is just going to move into that 2 spot, replace Xavier Lee,
Aberdeen's going to get his 5th year somehow.
See, that makes me angry.
Yeah.
Aberdeen says BBN 1 year wasn't enough. 2 days later, it's post them
drops goes to Florida. Whatever.
I mean, he said he has to finish his academic career, but this is his 5th year in college.
It's fine. We got 2 better guards. It's fine.
Okay.
We're good.
You're right. Masama Diop, not going to lie. I mean, when I watched Arizona State, I wasn't paying attention to Masama Diop. There was other guys that I thought were more intriguing, but St. John's seemed to be a bit leading favorite. Same with Gonzaga. I think both of those places would be phenomenal with their bigs leaving, Zuby and Graham gone. So I think both of those would be pretty good fits. Juke Harris, he's a stud. He was in my top 5 ACC players this year. Averages over 20. He's a flamethrower. I think if he goes to Tennessee,
yeah, I mean Tennessee's already got 2 guards. I mean he could be the.
This could be that Final Four.
But I've heard him rumored to all types of places. Heard him rumored to North Carolina. Heard him rumored to NC State. Heard him rumored to Duke. I mean that's 3 big ACC schools. Maybe he just stays in the conference.
Yeah, I mean NC State seems pretty likely too. He's like best friends with their new coach. Mm-hmm. We'll see there. I think he goes to Michigan ultimately. I think they're going to offer him not a monetary value that you can offer, but a guarantee that they can get him to the next level like they did Yaks, and that's going to be their selling point, and he goes to Michigan. Let's just hit on 2 more here. John Blackwell, I mean, 19 points a game. We saw what he did with being the secondary guard to Nick Boyd last year at Wisconsin. Where do you think he goes?
I think he's probably going to go to Duke. I think he's going to be the last piece for Duke. Duke's already like the national championship favorites at plus 800 odds. If he goes there, I mean, I don't know. I don't see a world where they can lose the national championship. They got 3 incoming 5-stars, and they're going to have John Blackwell, some returning guys too. Duke, look out.
Yeah, on 3 has Illinois as the favorite, but Illinois is out on John Blackwell, so this is incorrect. It's between UCLA, Duke, or Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville. I don't think he goes there because they already got Woolley and Shellstad. Are they really going to pay another $4 to $5 million to a guy that's going to be, he's not a league guard. If you watch the games, he likes to corner hunt, and he works better off the ball, which I think is an advantage if he goes to Duke. We'll see. I think he goes to Duke though. And then last one, Alan Graves, my guy, absolute stud.
I haven't heard any rumors about where he's going to go, so I think it's draft. I would say he's probably fringe first rounder, somewhere around there. I mean, he plays exactly like Jalen Williams on OKC. The other J Will, not J-Dub, J-Will. He plays exactly like him. He's a shorter big man, but I mean, he can do it all, stretch the floor. Played great against Kentucky. Hit the almost buzzer beater against them, but Otagoe hits a 40-foot bank shot.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to go, honestly, if he stays in college, but I think he's just going to stay in the draft.
Yeah, I've been saying all year because when I watch Santa Clara games, they talk about how he was a Gatorade Player of the Year in Louisiana and never got recruited by any team in Louisiana. And then he redshirted his year at Santa Clara, and then we saw what he did this year. I think LSU has no players on the roster. I think they offer him $5 to $6 million to be their guy, and he goes to LSU.
Well, he got 0 players, so you got to spend.
You got to do it. You got to spend it here, and you know that. Well, I don't know how the revenue share works with baseball and women's basketball.
Obviously, your football team, $60 million.
Exactly. So, and Duke just got Drew Sharnowski from Belmont to play that 4, and so I think that they were waiting for Alan Graves to shine with somebody before they signed Drew, and they're like, Graves, what are you doing? So they signed him. I think it's LSU or draft, like you said.
Yeah. Now we're starting with our conferences. Let's go conference by conference in the transfer portal. What's been done so far? Who's been losers? Who's been winners so far? But in the ACC, before we get into the actual transfer portal, let's talk about coaching hire. Mike Malone is fired by the Nuggets, and then 1 year later takes the North Carolina job. It's pretty interesting. Former coach of the year in the NBA, obviously coached the Nuggets to a championship. Fire him the next year. Pretty weird out of nowhere after like a 2-week stretch of not playing good basketball, but they still fire him. So now he's North Carolina head coach. Yeah, that's pretty weird.
I think his daughter plays volleyball there for UNC. So the writing was a little bit on the wall. He was seen in UNC gear. Like, he was on ESPN Analysis, and he always talked about how he loved North Carolina. So we didn't know, but the writing was on the wall this whole time. I don't know how I feel about this. I think I like it. Yeah. I like Michael Malone as a coach. I was super surprised when they fired him for David Adelman, who turned out to be a stud coach. David Adelman is anyways. But I like Michael Malone. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good hire? Or do you think they reached?
I think it's better than what they could have gotten.
Yeah.
You know, you look at like the available coaches. Everyone's already had their coach. They're kind of scrambling. They're calling guys like Billy Donovan. If Billy Donovan was your best option, this is way better than that.
I 100% agree.
Analytically, he's way better than Billy Donovan. He's a great coach, but it's going to take him, about probably a year and a half to adjust to the recruiting or adjust to the style. I think it's going to be hard for him to get freshmen in the door. But, I mean, if he can get a lot of transfer portal guys come play for him, I think it's a perfect hire for UNC.
I 100% agree. I think that at the time, because Ben McCollum even was saying no, so they're like, shoot, I mean, we are not the biggest brand that we think we are. Yeah. Kind of like what Kentucky saw when they had to scramble last second. And I think it's a good hire all in all. But they're not the winners of the portal. They did get Nick Abdelas, which had a great start as a freshman, ended as the complete opposite, ended up shooting like 30% from the field. Louisville is... Yeah. They're paying big bucks.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the most expensive roster in the country. Flory Badunga, Jackson Shellstad, Carter Knox, and Woolley is staying. Huge for Louisville. Mm-hmm. So your backcourt's good with Woolley and Shellstad. Your front court with Knox and Badunga. You're missing one more starter. I know they've kind of rumored to get some guys, but I mean, they're paying the big bucks. I mean, these 4 right here got to be at least $10 million probably.
Yeah, I mean, for Woolley to stay, Woolley could have gone down a level, but got paid more. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's a testament to how much he likes PK as a coach. And to stay with him, he's kind of taking that backup guard because they're not going to start 2 6-foot or sub-6-foot guards. So the Louisville's still missing that 2 guard, like you said. I mean, this is expensive, and I know the rankings are high, but like, this team's not going to win you a national championship.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, it's looking like kind of a Kentucky roster last year where you're just paying a bunch of guys just because, you see the star ranking but not the fit. And I don't know if I love the fit. Like, I think Carter Knox is okay. I don't think he's great. If he's going to start for you, I don't think he's a national champion caliber wing. So I don't really know how it's going to work. Jackson Shellstad's good. Woolley, I mean, he'll be your full-time starter now, I guess. So that'll work out for you. Badunga's good, but I don't think he's the best player in the portal good.
I was shocked to see he was number 1. And I've asked multiple college basketball Louisville fans, like, what do you think about Flory? Like, oh yeah, I saw he's number 1. It's like, you watch him last year? They're like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the number 1 player in the portal, everybody should know your name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Milan Malchilovic is the number 1 player in the portal.
100%.
Like, he like, everyone knows him. He's a 50% three-point shooter. I mean, averaged just 17 a game. Did everything for Iowa State. He should be the number 1 player in the portal by far. I think Flory is a fringe 5-star. I think he should be like maybe the 4th best player in the portal.
Yeah, I mean, we're not hating on Louisville. As Kentucky fans, I'd probably rather be in their situation than our situation now.
I'd rather have their roster than ours.
So
for sure.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to pay this big bucks, you need to go get a wing scorer. We've seen that being so testament. Like, Florida is a rolling big, and Shellstad has been injury prone the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. You need that other guy. That other guy cannot be Carter Knox.
Yeah, I agree.
But, I mean, Louisville, early winners, I think they are the winner so far of the transfer portal.
Definitely the winner of the transfer portal so far. But another winner could be Miami. Jai Lucas is cooking down there. Caden Lewis already and Santos Surreal. 2 former Kentucky look-ats, and now they both go to Jai Lucas.
Kentucky commits.
Yeah.
out of high school commits. And Jay Lucas is a Kentucky guy, was a head scout, then went to Duke, and it obviously worked out for him. He got that Miami job. I love Jay Lucas. I think he is a top 15 coach in the entire country. That's how much I'm high on him. I think he's going to have this team in the Final Four. Same with Vandy. These are my two teams that I'm all in on.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the stock market, who we're buying stock in. These two teams, go all in on them. If Kentucky fires Mark Pope and he give him 10, 15, 20 million dollars, Jay Lucas is the next coach of this era. He is this era's like Coach K. I'm being so for real. He is going to be that good. If you watch him in the locker room, he is a master motivator, and he has the analytical mind, but he can also piece that together with motivating his players, unlike certain coaches we've seen. I think Jay Lucas is going to have this roster. He's not going to have the best roster. I mean, these three guys are legit, but they're going to be top 2, top 3 in the ACC for the rest of the time as long as he's there.
So they were a 7 seed this year, played Missouri in that game, and then ultimately won that game, lost next round. What do we think seed-wise? What do you think they're looking at the end of the year?
3.
Looking at a 3 seed.
I think they're elite.
So I think top 12 team in the country by the end of the year.
Yes, I'm all in. And I think they gave Purdue all they wanted. And Jay Lucas got hired, and it's hard to get players your first year, and he scrammed together. He got Malik Reneau. You can just tell he's got some motion. He's got Malik Reneau and Trey Donaldson his first year, and True Washington from New Mexico. Like, you can tell, like, people want to play for this guy. He's going to be a stud. I'm all in on Miami.
Yeah, I totally agree. How about we go down to the SEC? How about Tennessee so far? Terrence Hill and Day Adams. I mean, both transfer guards from VCU and California. I mean, these two guys can absolutely cook for Tennessee. I guess they're going to be in their backcourt. Tyler Lunderblade, transfer from Belmont, absolute sharpshooter. Yeah. Tennessee, one of the big winners in the portal.
Yeah, this is super not an unlike Tennessee team. Got a bunch of guys that hate playing on the defensive side of the ball, but it can absolutely light it up on the offensive end. We haven't seen this, so I'm going to be super curious to see how this works out for Rick Barnes. Can he get these guys to buy in on the defensive end? Because we already know what they can do in the offensive end. Terrence Hill, what did he put up, like 32 on UNC in the first round? Mm-hmm. Data Ames, he's been I think a 40% shooter for California and Virginia when he's there the year before. Tyler Lunderblade, Missouri Valley Player of the Year, shot 50%. I mean, he's an absolute sniper. They don't like the defensive side. These three guys all have one thing in common. They can shoot the ball. Or two things in common. They can shoot the ball, and they don't like to play defense. So we'll have to see what that brings. But I thought they were going to be the big losers because they lost everybody.
Yeah, I mean, Estrella they lost their whole team.
Phillips gone.
Yeah, Phillips. I mean, Ament, Gillespie, obviously. Ament's going to the draft. Gillespie graduating.
You think Ament goes to the draft?
Transferred. What?
You think Ament goes to the draft?
Yeah, 100%.
He's got like a day or two.
No way he doesn't go. No way he doesn't go. He's a lottery pick at minimum.
They need a 4.
He's a lottery pick at minimum. I don't think he leaves.
If he gets offered $4 million to stay on this roster, do you think he stays?
No, I still don't think he does.
Okay.
I think he's NBA. He's NBA through and through.
Well, they got a guy, Jalen Harrelson, who is not as good as him, but is the same position and is an athletic freak. Same with Miles Rubin. Man, gosh, more I look at this, I'm all in on Tennessee. Too.
Yeah, I mean, really, they were probably second best behind Florida in SEC.
Oh, it's not close.
Yeah.
Or Arkansas.
But could be.
I don't like Jeremiah Wilkerson for Arkansas. I'm not gonna lie. I think he is too much of a low volume shooter. But to fit in Cal's offense, because you know how those Cal offense goes guards. You got to have a high shooter. But they got some good freshman class. They'll be good. But I think Tennessee, if you went to Elite Eight with that roster last year, I mean, dang, sky's the limit for Rick Barnes for real. Well, it's just a matter of time.
Also capped, haven't been to a Final Four, so who knows.
But he hadn't had a team like this, though.
He hasn't had a team like this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But how about another orange school in the SEC? How about Texas? After that 11 seed run, now they get 2 top 12 players. They get Isaiah Johnson, volume scorer from Colorado, and David Punch from TCU.
I think David Punch, he's probably my number 1 player in the portal.
Yeah.
That's a hot take because he's outside the top 10, according to these experts. David Punch can do everything. He can do everything. We saw what he did versus Duke in the tournament. He's like that.
Yeah.
He's like that. And I'll never forget Isaiah Johnson. I mean, dang, they got some money down in Austin.
Oh, of course they do. Yeah.
Isaiah Johnson, he's a freshman. We saw maybe half of his potential this last year, and he was a phenomenal shooter, phenomenal scorer. He can do everything. It could have been a down year, but for Texas, they barely snuck into the tournament first year. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. First year Sean Miller, and barely get in the tournament. It's like, dang, is he gonna fall off? Goes to the Sweet 16, gets a recruiting class. Texas
almost went to the Elite Eight, lost off a buzzer beater tip in.
Exactly.
This team is nuts. I mean, now they got Amari Evans too. He's a little wild card from Tennessee. Obviously came off the bench last year, but I mean, he was a former 5-star recruit. He could be a little wild card for Texas off the bench. Kind of probably going to be their 6th man. Texas could be right back in there as a top 4 or 5 team in the SEC.
100%. And another, before we get off the SEC, we're not going to talk about Kentucky as much as we like to talk about them because they are definitely not in the top half.
No.
I want to talk about Missouri.
Yeah.
I like Missouri a lot.
They've got some dudes.
They got some dudes. Jameer Jones out of Providence was that lead guard. He beat out Jason Edwards, who was a stud from Vanderbilt the year before. He's at Missouri. Bryson Tiller. I cannot believe that. Because Kansas,
Missouri flip.
That is like top 5 rivalry in college basketball. And
yeah.
You flip.
You sure did. And Jalen Carey.
Jalen Carey. I mean, we have our feelings about Jalen Carey. He's all right. But
I mean, solid depth piece for Missouri, which you didn't have any depth last year.
Yeah, but 5-star Jason Crow is coming in there.
Yeah.
He is going to be a top 3 freshman next year. And watch out for Missouri. The SEC seems absolutely loaded. Absolutely loaded.
Kentucky.
Of course.
The one blue blood, of course, only has 2 players right now. In the portal, I guess Moreno's staying. Cam Williams is staying.
Watch Moreno go to the draft just for fun.
2 guards. You got Zoom. You got Wilkins. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
It's just so frustrating being a Kentucky fan because nobody does it like Kentucky fans. Nobody. No. I can't open Twitter without we're rumored to me. We're rumored to me and you in the draft. If we enter the portal, we're rumored to Kentucky. That's just how it works. And because then I get my hopes up. I think we're getting Momcilovic. I think we're getting this, that, and the other.
Hopefully Donnie Freeman, realistically.
And Donnie Freeman, he's playing with our hearts, man. Yeah. I mean,
taking visits to Louisville, Tennessee's rumored now.
St. John seems like. It's like Rick, I saw a thing. It was like Rick Pitino. I was like, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna take your player." Mark Pope's like, "All right, love you, coach."
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, Florida's keeping everybody, and they got Denzel Aberdeen, so Florida's probably gonna repeat us back-to-back.
You think he gets granted that next year?
For my sake, I hope not. But I think
okay. Then why can't we get Oweh then?
Everyone will be.
We need to get Oweh back then.
That's true. Yeah, but I mean, we don't know the college basketball rules. Nobody does. Nobody knows them. I mean, you could get granted a 5th year for being left-handed. I mean, you don't know. I mean, we have no idea. So whatever the NCAA decides, I'm sure he probably will get granted just because.
Yeah, just because. Why not? I mean, just because he didn't get his undergrad in 4 years, I guess he'll get granted. He's like, oh, I don't know. Probably. We're not gonna hate on the guy. Da was phenomenal for UK last year.
Yeah,
and
I mean, playing the point guard role when he's not supposed to be.
It was very evident he wanted to be a Gator.
All right, now we'll move up north. How about in the Big Ten? We'll start with Indiana, who's been, I mean, probably the biggest winner in the Big Ten so far, transfer portal wise. They got Marcus Burton, Notre Dame transfer, high volume scorer. They got Aiden Sherrill from Alabama, Bryce Lindsey. Indiana's looking to kind of be back, and we say that every year about them, but hopefully this is the year.
I think this could have been a make or break year for DeVries in the portal. He was a new coach, definitely under-succeeded. I think he was underqualified to begin with to take a blue blood-ish, high program-ish job at Indiana, which they are, and he underperformed, and he had a bunch of Lamar Wilkerson, got, $5 million. They had a bunch of money, and they paid a bunch of money, and they missed the tournament. So I was like, Indiana, how are you going to respond? You missed the tournament. Are you going to have motion in the transfer portal? And you get Marcus Burton. I think you get a little lucky because he played South Bend. He's from Indiana. So, it was kind of a lock to go there. He's a high-volume scorer. Hopefully he can recover after that injury last season. Aiden Sherrill, he was a lock to Michigan State in Michigan. He's from the Michigan area. So I thought he was going to be there. And they steal him from both of those teams, which is impressive. Bryce Lindsey was a 6th man for Villanova last year. He could fill it up. Something Indiana lacked last year was perimeter shooting, and I think he can do that. All 3 of these guys, even Aiden Sherrill, can step out and shoot it. And Sherrill's going to play the 4, so he's really going to be a hybrid. Semi Igatolu from SMU, he's all right. I mean, he's nothing special. He's 7'1", and that is why he is okay. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Darren Harris, Duke guard, I think he is a perfect backup point guard for Indiana.
Yeah, he's a great fit for them.
I mean, if he plays the 2, okay, I like that. Him and Marcus Burton. Darren Harris is he's one of those dogs. He's not going to average 7-8 points, but he's gonna be good on defensive end. Indiana, I think they're a tournament lock this year.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, I just don't know how they're going to stack up because you got a team like Michigan. Illinois is going to be good. I mean, those are the top 2 favorites. Then you got a team like Michigan State that's always good. So Indiana could be that 4th team because another team I want to talk about is Purdue. Because they just got nobody so far. They only have 1 top 40 freshman, and they only have 1 transfer portal commit so far. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what Purdue's going to look like next year. I mean, they already had kind of an underwhelming season after preseason number 1. Made it to the Elite 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about
Pierce. I didn't realize he's ranked 291 in the portal.
Yeah.
He's top 30.
You think
This
so?
is wrong. This is wrong. He didn't play last year. I think he was finishing. He wanted to focus on his grades at Princeton and graduate. This is Alec Pierce's brother, and so that's why Alec Pierce stayed for the Colts. He said my brother's at Purdue. Like, how can I leave?
Huh.
So that's a whole thing. I think Caden Pierce is going to be phenomenal. But I mean, there's nobody spectacular.
Yeah, there's nobody spectacular. I mean, they don't have a giant 7'4" guy.
Yet until they get Anton Bonk.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Kansas. But
So I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see what they're going to look like. But Indiana could definitely sneak in as like that third or fourth team because it's kind of wide open other than those top two spots, Michigan and Illinois.
Would you say that they're the losers in the Big Ten?
I would say, Purdue so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Purdue's definitely a loser so far. I mean, for Matt Painter, this is like his make or break year probably because, I mean,
you think so?
expectations you've left up to.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the expectations.
Elite Eight last year, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it could be.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just picking your brain.
If he has a roster that's not tournament worthy, then I mean, who knows, you know? So we'll see what it looks like, but I mean,
I think Michigan's going to be
the 1 seed.
Michigan State is going to be excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
Michigan State's going to be good.
With no transfers.
Illinois is going to be great. Illinois is keeping everybody.
Dude, Illinois is going to be so good.
And you had Vosk in there. I mean,
dude, Stephon Vox, I think he really showed out this year under Kim English. Was like the only reason I tuned in to Providence basketball. Him and Jameer Jones were elite backcourt, but I mean the freshman hitting those kind of shots, like in the Garden, was hitting game winners. Like at UConn, hitting big shots. I mean, he's gonna step in right there. And you hear that last name, Stephon Vox. This kid's not from America. He's building that same mold right under what is built at Illinois, going international, and they got 2 4-star guards coming in. I like this team a lot.
I mean, all they're losing is Wagler. You know, I mean, I know Wagler's their best
Boswell,
scorer, but I mean, Illinois. I mean,
I think Vox is gonna he's not gonna be as good as Wagler. I mean, we can't ask a guy to score 50 at Purdue, but he's gonna be dang near close.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna step in right into that role. I mean, I think Illinois is gonna be right back in where they were last year.
The Big Ten, dude, they're scary again. I think Big 12 has taken a step down this year in the portal. Texas Tech, Arizona, Kansas, Houston have all not had the most spectacular portal, and I think SEC has some good teams like we just mentioned. Big Ten, I mean, they could be back up there. I would like to see Indiana be good again. You know, college basketball is better when those high major teams are good.
Yeah, for sure.
But a team I want to talk about, Maryland.
Yeah,
Maryland. I
They've
love
gotten some guys.
I love Buzz Williams.
Buzz Williams, yeah, he's finally getting his after taking that job on kind of short notice, kind of getting his team back together.
Yes.
I mean, last year was a very disappointing year.
They got your favorite player.
They did, yeah.
DJ Wagner.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I can't believe he's ranked as high as.
I wonder if he comes off the bench.
I can't believe he's ranked 167. There's no way there's 100. There's no way he's that good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, he's that good, right? I don't know. I mean, he's an interesting piece. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't like him very much, but I mean, he's a solid backup point guard. If he's gonna start for you, I mean, I'm sorry, Buzz Williams. He's not a starter caliber player, but he's good. I mean, they got Bishop Boswell from Tennessee too.
Tomislav Boyan from New Mexico. He's really good. Stretch 4. I think Buzz Williams. He kind of did this at Texas A&M, had a down year and then years of greatness.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech did the same thing. I think this was their down year and then years of greatness. I think this team, obviously, on paper right now is trash.
Yeah.
It's trash. I mean, but Buzz Williams going to get his guys. You're going to get more portal. They gotten, I think they're top 10 in portal, landed transfers. Just getting, people in the door is a big deal. Mm-hmm. I think Maryland gets back in the tournament.
Yeah, it can't be much worse than last year. I mean, it was pretty disappointing, but, it was just kind of a bunch of Texas A&M scraps last year. Obviously, you're just getting guys that you're comfortable with. Mm-hmm. Now this year it's like, okay, I know what I want. I know what I'm going to do. Here's my budget. I'm going to go spend it. I think he's done a lot better this year. So, I mean, we'll see with Maryland. I mean, Big Ten, kind of the bottom half is kind of a little bit wide open.
It is.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now we'll go down south to the Big 12. How about Houston getting D-Dan Thomas? I don't know how he's going to fit in. I guess he's just going to be their Kingston Fleming's replacement, but Kelvin Sampson right back in the transfer portal, getting a guy like him. We'll see where it shakes up in the Big 12, and then we got a team like BYU who keeps Rob Wright away from Kentucky and also steals Colin Chandler at the same time.
Yeah, what a gut punch that is.
Yeah.
Mark Pope's successor, Kevin Young, it's to take Kentucky's own Colin Chandler, as in Kentucky loved Colin Chandler. We love Colin Chandler. He was an absolute dog this last year. And he takes him right from us. That was pretty obvious. He's married. His wife has a business out in Utah. He hasn't lived there since he was 19. I mean, the writing was on the wall. We knew he was going to go there. But it stinks nonetheless. And Colin said he'll be in Kentucky for his rest of his career. I digress. Rob Wright, I think he literally used Kentucky as leverage.
Yeah, I think he did too, just to get a higher check.
Yep, and I think it 100% worked, and it made Kentucky look like he humiliated all of BBN, like we've been. It's a humiliation ritual, as every transfer portal has been the last 3 years. It's been great. Shout out BYU for stealing our thunder.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we'll see how the roster shakes out. They got Bruce Branch coming in too, 5-star freshman, 6th-ranked player in the class. BYU could be very solid once again.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when you have the biggest checkbook in college basketball, you probably should be.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they got Jazz money. They got, Danny Ainge money.
I mean, pretty disappointing last year, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, the number one player in the whole country, I think.
I mean, you have a mediocre coach. I think so. You have a mediocre coach in Kevin Young. He fits the NBA style. I mean, we would have saw him get beat by the OKC Thunder last night by 40 like Jordan Knox did, because he would have taken that Suns job and been okay. Yeah. But he's just not a college coach, which that's why I'm worried a little bit about Michael Malone. I think Michael Malone, I'm not comparing him to Kevin Young because Michael Malone's an NBA champion. Yeah. But he also had Jokic and Murray. But we'll see. I just think Kevin Young's not that guy. But it is telling to keep Rob Wright here after he seems to be one of those guys that could go 4 places in 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And then how good can Houston be potentially?
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. We were talking right as transfer portal open. I said Dayton Thomas is my guy. He was just like Miles Uzan, hates defense. Miles Uzan at Oklahoma was not a defender. He was a scorer. And Dayton Thomas, the only knock on him is he hates defense and he hates physicality. But gosh dang it, he can score. He can score. Like, I'm not comparing him to Miles Uzan in the scoring aspect. I'm just saying in terms of how they played before they got there, I think he is going to be all Big 12 first team.
Yeah. And then how about we got to talk about Kansas so far. Yeah. Losing Bryson Tiller, losing Flory Badunga. Yeah. They're in the talks for Tyron Stokes, obviously, with Kentucky. We'll see how that goes.
Jeez. Let's hit on that later. I want to talk about that later.
Anybody so far.
Yeah. This morning, they signed Leroy Blyden from Toledo.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's a top 50 guard.
Yeah.
And then they signed Keanu Dawes. Kansas fans are a little bit funny. I mean, a mediocre 4 on a horrible Utah team, and they think he is going to be the next guy. Yeah. I mean, Bryson Tiller runs laps around Keanu Dawes, and that's who they lost. At least they have freshmen. A lot of teams who are struggling in the portal don't have freshmen. They've got a good class coming in. Not a great class. It is a great class if Stokes can go there. Let's just hit on Stokes now.
Yeah, let's just do it.
I mean, what a weird situation this is.
So the whole saga is the Adidas thing, right?
I guess
he doesn't like Adidas clothing because he's a Nike athlete, and obviously Kentucky's a Nike school, Kansas is an Adidas school. Mm-hmm. So presumably, if Kansas was a Nike school, he'd already be committed to Kansas
100%. A year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So you think it's Nike in his ear, like you can't commit here because they're not a Nike school?
Yeah, I mean we've seen. I mean he put Oregon in his top 3. That's how much he cares about Nike.
Right.
But it was like. He was going to commit after Bill Self made a decision. Mm-hmm. And then it was...
Bill Self made the decision.
And then he tweeted like some emoji where like, okay, yeah, he's going to Kansas. And then he was going to commit, like, and then he went to Kentucky. And then it was like, oh, Mark Pope's not going to let him leave. Like, we've seen that before.
He left.
He left.
Ultimately, he left.
Same with Rob Wright. Yeah, he got out of there fast. Yeah. Actually was on his IG Live and... Shooting
in rep.
Yeah.
That was weird.
He's toying with BBN.
I think he is too.
Tyron Stokes is going to Kansas.
I think he's 100% going to Kansas. It's just got to be the Nike thing.
It's just so weird. Worked out. You never see people wait this long. I mean, dude,
especially the number 1 player in the portal or in the recruiting class.
And he is. I mean, wherever he goes, he takes a team up probably 5 seed lines. That's how good he is.
Yeah, it's just like. It's so weird. Like
I know you weren't all in on Tyron Stokes. Are you now?
Well, I've just never seen drama surrounding a number 1 player like this ever, and that's why I'm concerned.
Okay,
that's valid. Like, why act like this? Mm-hmm. You're the number 1 player in the class. He's the only guy not committed. The only guy not committed. It's the number 1 player. He's this drama queen. I'm gonna go everywhere and do whatever I want. You know, it's the Nike thing. It's the critical tweets about random stuff. I don't know. I think he's got big character concerns, but he's really good at basketball. I mean, we saw with AJ DeBanza last year, he had character concerns, and I mean, was National Player of the Year basically. So, I can look past that a little bit, but I don't know. I think he's definitely just a little immature. But I mean, he's 18 years old, so what am I to say?
Yeah, I think he can put the basketball in the basketball goal really, really good. So I want him in Kentucky blue.
That's very fair to say.
But like.
Mark
Pope's not the guy that to handle that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he likes Pope at all.
Like a Chris Beard kind of guy would be perfect for that stuff. We saw what he did at AJ Store. Like a guy that's Calipari. I think Tyron Stokes should go to Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, if
Why isn't he going to
the
Arkansas?
two best players in the class coming in,
why is he not going to Arkansas? They've got money, dude. Walmart can write him a $5 million check and never see it again.
True. Tyson chicken nuggets. I mean, could just
seriously,
write him a check.
Seriously, yeah. But let's move on to the Big Ten. Kansas is struggling.
How about the Big East, though?
Yeah, the Big East is not struggling.
New coach for Providence. I mean, they got a $10 million budget to play with. Instantly bringing guys like Dink Pate, Miles Byrd. I mean, wow.
Providence. It was we live in a world where Providence is out recruiting Kentucky.
Yeah.
It was between those two. Shout out Brian Hodgson. I know he's a big recruit guy. We saw what he said in his press conference. Mm-hmm. Deegan Pate was also a Kentucky lock. I know I can talk about Kentucky lock, but these guys were Kentucky locks.
Yeah.
And he takes both of them and takes them to Providence. I love this for them. I mean, I think Providence has a top 5 fan base in the entire country. If you really look out for it, Devin Vanderpool is a stud. Mm-hmm. That's 3 guards right there.
How do we think Dink Pate plays though? The G League obviously
it hasn't translated to college basketball.
The G League guys come back hasn't worked at all.
No, I think.
What do we think?
He's gonna have to be their best scorer because Miles Byrd is more of a secondary 3-and-D guy, more on the D side. Balls. But Big Pay is gonna be. You take this one.
I don't know how it's gonna translate. I mean, we've seen guys come back. Like, I don't know how it's gonna work. I think if you're relying on a G League guy to come back, like we've seen like James Nagy come back to Baylor.
Stink.
Oof.
Bediako was all right.
Worst. Yeah, Bediako. I mean,
he's also averaging like 32 in the G League for the Knicks.
I feel like so many guys. G League numbers have to be fake.
That's true.
I swear. Like I saw Jackson Robinson drop 50. For the Cavs
that's true.
I'm like,
that's true. Sean Padula is like.
I mean, G League numbers got to be fake.
John Stockton, yeah. I don't know, but Arlington Page out of Northwestern, great big, but this team lacks some clear size. I mean, they've got 5 15-plus point game scorers at the guard position.
Mm-hmm. In a tough conference like the Big East, when you're going to play those bigger teams like a St. John's, a UConn, that are bigger, more physical, it's going to be tough. But if Providence wants to go that style, then they can for sure.
We'll see.
But it's definitely going to be an adjustment. I mean, this could be like they're just recruiting guys because of their star value, not of team fit.
Mm-hmm. So just for that first year, get their foot in the door.
This is kind of one of those where you're just trying to get people in the door, and they're going to do that, but maybe it's not the best team fit.
No, but I mean, at South Florida, Brian Hodgson was running gun, had the fastest pace in the country, or top 10 fast pace in the country, averaged the most points in the country.
Yep.
So these guards are high volume, high scorers, and then you got Miles Byrd who played defense, but. Like you said, no bigs, but this kind of fits their play style. I think Providence is going to be good. Let's move on to Xavier, a team that also missed the tournament. I'm kind of hitting on these teams that didn't make the tournament and that could take a big step. That's what these second teams are for. I think Xavier could be that team. They got a big budget. I heard $10 million, kind of like Providence, where they got some spending money. Rick Pitino, do your thing.
Spending some money. Getting his boy True Washington back in the building.
Love it.
Obviously from New Mexico, won a year to Miami, coming back to his old coach, his old stomping grounds. Mm-hmm. I mean, Nwoku from LSU. That's a huge get for them too. That's a huge get. Xavier, I mean, they're trying to build something, but I just don't think. I don't know. We'll see.
You're not all bought in?
I'm not all bought in on Xavier.
Okay.
I mean, after a bad of a season they had, how could I be?
100%. I think. But, I mean, Ruben Dominguez, that guy can light it up.
Yeah.
We saw in SEC play, he had probably multiple games with 6, 7+ threes. I think he's really good. True Washington, that was obvious. I mean, he got benched by Jay Lucas, and he was butthurt the rest of the season. So I was like, yeah, he's going to go join his old coach, Rick. Mm-hmm. I think Xavier deserves a good basketball team. They have good history. Rick Pitino said that he loves Xavier. He'll be there as long as they want him. Mm-hmm. So I think this team, a team that could take a leap, and watch out for the Big East this year. I think 5 to 6 teams is very, very likely this year.
Yeah, definitely this year. There's a lot more teams than last year. Obviously, last year you only had, 3? You only had Nova, UConn, St. John's. Mm-hmm. I think that was it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, definitely more teams this year. Providence is going to be in there. Xavier's going to be in there. Could be some, more teams. Maybe
Marquette.
Villanova might take a step back or take a step forward. You don't really know.
They got Kwame Evans, but they also lost Caden Lewis and Bryce Lindsey. So
Marquette's got to be better than they were. I mean, no way they're having a worse season than last year.
They got their freshman back. I'm forgetting on his name, but he could have been. He was going to be top 15 in the portal if you entered the portal. And Shaka Smart probably gave him a bag. Once Shaka Smart opens up the checkbook and transfer portal and stops being the Dabo Swinney of college basketball, Marquette will be good again.
Yeah, true.
When it was high school recruiting, They were really good. I mean, their best players, Tyler Kolek came from George Mason. I mean, their best players have been transfers. Mm-hmm. They got to open the checkbook. They have it.
Who can win the national championship after a crazy offseason and insane transfer portal that's still going on? Here are the 4 early favorites that we like to win the national championship. We got to start with Michigan. I mean, they got Elliot Cadeau, Trey McKinney coming back, J.P. Estrella from Tennessee, Eddie Marr and Morez Johnson up in the air. They still could come back. Michigan's got to be the early favorite.
Yeah, they can definitely go back-to-back this year. It kind of depends on if Morez Johnson and Eddie Marr come back like you just said. If they do, I like them to go far. Florida, same squad as last year. If Tommy Hauck comes back, which is looking like he's going to do, Urban Cloudstruck can play that too. Then so Aberdeen might get granted. This team is going to be legit. Another big Florida team. They can go far.
Yeah, that front court would be insane if they had Hauck, Condon, and Chinyelu again, and then you have a guy like Boogie Flan coming back still. You use a guy like Xavier Lee, but that's okay because you're going to probably get Denzel Aberdeen's 5th year. But then how about Illinois, another Big Ten team, keeping pretty much the same squad as last year, minus Keaton Wagler, but you add a guy like Steven Vosk, another guard. I mean, Illinois is going to be right back, I think.
100%. They've kept their international regime with Stephen Vox coming over from Providence. They've kept a bunch of guys like you just said. Keaton Wagler's gone. Van Hammerkraus is gone. Boswell's gone. But they've replaced those guys with Vox. I think he can be a good scorer. I think they're bringing back their whole front court, which is huge. And they're huge, literally. I think Illinois is going to be good. Maybe they can get another, 3-and-D guy in the portal to really solidify this roster. They're going to be back. And Brad Underwood has his team as a every year Final Four contender.
Yeah. And then how about Duke? Got to be our last team. National championship favorite at plus 800 odds right now. Darren Rippey Jr., Bryson Howard, and Cameron Williams as the 3 5-star freshmen coming in for them. I mean, it's going to be another John Shire type team where I think their absolute floor is at, again, an Elite 8. I mean, we got to think they were a Braylon Mullins shot away easily from a Final Four. Who knows what could have happened in that? Duke's got to be the early favorite.
Yeah, Drew Charnowski from Belmont is a guy that can replace not Cam Boozer in terms of talent, in terms of physicality. I know Malik Brown's also gone. Nick Minion's going to UConn. But the transfer class can be good. If they can get Alan Graves, we don't know. They can get John Blackwell. There's a lot of question marks around this team, but even without those question marks, they're still looking like a Final Four contender.
Yeah, those are the early 4 favorites. Who can win the national championship in 2027?
Here are 3 early winners and losers of the transfer portal in college basketball so far. Start us off with Louisville, as money seems to buy happiness for them.
Yeah, I mean, when you get Jackson Stelstedt and Flory Badunga for like $10 million, I mean, they're opening the checkbook. They're probably going to have the most expensive roster, but they got 2 really good transfers so far, and they also get a guy like Carter Knox, who's a little bit of a wild card. He's been hurt for Arkansas, but former 5-star recruit, and they got a guy like Woolley to stay. Louisville early looking like ACC favorites.
Yeah, I'm going to head over to the Big East. Brian Hodgson, the guy hired as a Providence coach, he has already got Miles Bird and Dink Pate, 2 highly touted guards in the portal. He's seemed to not stop Arlington Page from Northwestern. He seems like he can recruit. We saw it in his press conference. Big East is back. Providence is up there.
Yeah. How about Texas? I mean, Isaiah Johnson and David Punch, that's enough. That's got 2 top 12 transfers right there. Isaiah Johnson, volume scorer from Colorado. He's an absolute bucket. Then you got like a guy like David Punch that can kind of do it all. He's a wing out of TCU. You probably saw him in the tournament, just did whatever he wanted against Duke. Texas also looking like they could be contention in the SEC. Yeah,
another orange school in the SEC. I'm going to say with Tennessee. Tennessee, we've seen what they did with inferior rosters going to Elite Eights. This team is Final Four caliber. Terrence Hill comes over for VCU. He was a tournament darling. Day-Day Ames, California transfer. He is a high-volume scorer. Miles Rubin, Gerald Harrison, Tyler Lumblade, Missouri Valley Player of the Year. They've got absolute scorers this year, which we haven't seen from previous years. This is going to be a different-looking roster for Tennessee, but man, they can go far.
Yeah, and then how about, we'll go into the losers now. How about 2 blue bloods, Kansas and Kentucky? I mean, these are both 2 schools that are in the sweepstakes for Tyron Stokes, but I mean, Kansas right now doesn't have a lot of players. They lost Floyd Badunga and Bryson Tiller, and Bryson Tiller goes to Missouri, the rival. That's pretty crazy. And then Kentucky loses Lowe, Aberdeen, BG, Colin Chandler. Holy cow. Finally landed some guys last week with Zoom Diallo and Wilkins, but I mean, Kentucky, it looks rough so far.
Yeah, Tyron Stokes seems to have a chokehold over both of these teams. They're kind of waiting to fill out rosters when they find out where the number 1 player in the high school class is going. So he is kind of screwing both these teams over. We'll see where he goes. But the last loser I have is LSU. I mean, what a weird situation. I mean, your coach comes back from NC State, and there he gets no players from NC State. What way that is? No players want to come with him because of how he left them. He left them in the dumps. Yeah. Says he quit on his team, and now he has literally nobody on his roster.
I mean, complete snake job from NC State. I mean, obviously it goes back to LSU where he already had scandals at LSU, so now he's coming back. I don't know if guys just want to play for him. I mean, Alan Graves could get $5 million from them and completely change their roster, but we don't really know. I mean, when you're spending like $50 million on your football team, maybe they just didn't allocate him the budget. But those are 3 early winners and 3 early losers of the transfer portal so far. Who are some dark horse transfer portal gets? How about we start with Sam Orm going from Belmont to Nebraska? Now way in a bigger conference, obviously OVC, now to the Big Ten. He can be a great player for Nebraska.
Yeah, he is kind of the rank models replacement, and I think he might be even better. He can stretch the floor. He's one of those unathletic white guys, but can absolutely play. Nebraska, he fits that mold. I think he'd be really good. He's ranked 125th. But we've seen guys like Otega Owe and Ruben Chinyelu be ranked in the hundreds and be phenomenal. all SEC for their teams. Sam Warren could be that guy for Nebraska.
Yeah, how about right behind him? How about Isaiah Hartwell from Houston going to Gonzaga?
Yeah, former 5-star, didn't get the chance to play behind Kingston Fleming because of Miles Hughes at Houston. We don't really know. I kind of put him on here because I think he has the potential to be that Gonzaga guard that leads them to the tournament like they need. But this is all based on potential. Former 5-star.
Yep. Oh, frick.
You're good. And then just go with Bengot. I can go Bengot that.
All right, Bengot Dak.
Bengot Dak.
All right, then how about Bengot Dak committed today to Vanderbilt, flip from Colorado?
I love this get for Vanderbilt. They had a smaller team. They were not as physical as they needed to be, and that was the only thing that stopped them from beating Nebraska. He is a 7-footer, and he can absolutely run the floor. Mark Byington is going to love him. He's going to play great with Tyler Tanner if he stays.
Yeah, and then a guy that's uncommitted so far, but looks like crystal ball to Auburn. How about Dwayne Aristide from Arizona?
Also a 5-star, which we saw major flashes of him this year. He was a freshman that played decent minutes for Arizona. He obviously was no Braden Burris. He was a backup to him, but I think this is another potential get. And if Auburn gets him, I like Auburn to have their guy and their score this year.
Yeah, and then underrated transfer portal gets. We've seen this before. We've seen Otega Owe, who was the 109th rated transfer. Obviously, he was Kentucky's best player for 2 years straight. Ruben Chinyelu from Florida. I mean, these are teams that can make or break rosters. Kevin Overton, we've seen. Other guys like Donovan Atwell.
Yeah.
So these are guys that can make or break teams and add pieces to your quality team in March.
And all these guys were ranked above 150 in the transfer portal rankings. So the rankings don't matter. Watch out for your teams. If they have a stud, it doesn't matter where they're ranked. Watch the film. If college basketball was a stock market, who are you investing in?
I'm definitely selling my stock in Kentucky. If they're the S&P 500 of the stock market, I am definitely selling the Blue Blood School. Absolutely not. After only getting 2 players so far, obviously Moreno and Cam Williams are coming back, but if that's the only 4 players you got right now, I'm selling low in Kentucky.
I totally agree with that. Miami is a team that I am buying all my stock in. I'm putting all my coins in there. I think Jay Lucas is a top 15 coach in the entire country. They got a Caden Lucas and Santos Cerrillo. They're going to go. Top 2 team in the ACC this year.
Yeah, if I'm going to sell on an SEC team, I'm also going to buy an SEC team. How about Texas? 2 top 12 gets in the portal, Isaiah Johnson and David Punch. I mean, David Punch can do whatever he wants. He's a great player, great wing for them. And Isaiah Johnson's a volume scorer, absolute bucket for Texas. Watch out for Sean Miller in Texas. If they go to the Sweet 16 as a 11 seed, who knows? Sky's the limit for them.
The team I'm selling a stock on, another major program in Wisconsin. We saw John Blackwell leave with some harsh words saying he wants to go to a real program, a continuing program. Greg Gard cannot win in March. I'm selling my stock on the high tally program that is Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I'm going to sell on another kind of blue blood school. I'm going to sell in Gonzaga. Just not enough talent in the room. Obviously, last year had a disappointing team, a lot of seniors graduating. I don't know if Mark Few's ever going to get over that hump, and I'm just going to sell my stock in Gonzaga.
Yeah, we're going back to the SEC. We're buying a lot of SEC stock. Vanderbilt, Mark Byington. We saw what he did last year. Tyler Tanner is going to return. They got Bengot Dak. They got a bunch of guys that are coming over, a bunch of Washington State transfers. I think they're going to be really good. They're finally big this year in physical, which what they liked last year. This team, this program is turning upward. I'm buying stock.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a stock in a Big East program. How about Providence? New coach, and they go get guys like Dink Payton, Miles Bird. They got a $10 million budget. Providence could shake up things in the Big East.
Yeah, and another major program. We've seen them in the Final Fours, Elite Eights, Purdue. I'm selling my stock in them. They had 3 seniors, Fletcher Lawyer, Braden Smith, TKR, leave, and they haven't really replaced them with anybody. We'll see if those underclassmen they had last year and one transfer portal get this year can really step up. If they don't, Matt Painter, you might be out the door.
Yeah, and how about one more SEC team? Let's buy stock in Missouri. I mean, they got guys like Jalen Carey, Bryson Tiller coming in the door. They got a 5-star freshman. Missouri could be back up after kind of a little bit of a disappointing year. I think Missouri could be right back in there.
100%. Dennis Gage is that coach. I think the SEC is loaded with great coaches, and we've seen that. Buy stock in the SEC immediately.
All right, and that's going to do it for this episode of Press On Podcast. I mean, after our first season, what a ride it's been so far. This will be one of our last episodes in this building, actually, as this summer, me and Korben are doing this thing called Bike for Alls. It's a cross-country bike ride for raising money for Alzheimer's research. Our goal is $150,000. We're at about $38,000, I think, right now, before we leave, which is a pretty good start, but we're doing this thing for bigger than ourselves. Obviously, we love college basketball. We're going to keep it up. But we plan on doing this college tours thing where we're going to go, obviously, cross-country bike ride. We're going to be in a lot of different states, a lot of different cities, hopefully visiting some college basketball arenas, going through the history of the schools. We're going to try and plan around that. Also, some transfer portal talk. So we're not going to leave you guys hanging. We're still going to be covering what we love, still doing what we love. So,
yeah,
be on the lookout for that.
This is quite the opportunity for me and Lucas and I. We are getting to do something bigger for ourselves, really lay down our summer. This is a crucial summer. I mean, college, we're supposed to be interning this year. This is a big year, a lot of pressure, what you're going to do in the future, but we decided to take a step back and do something bigger than ourselves, and that is Alzheimer's. And we care so much about Alzheimer's. We've learned so much about it. We've been to the Sanders Brown Center in Lexington, really learned about the ins and outs of Alzheimer's and how it can affect you and ways to prevent it. And I think we were one of the leading donors to the Alzheimer's program. And I think Lucas does the editing, so Lucas maybe will leave the Bike for Alls. We have a Give Butter, which is like our donation link, he'll leave that in the comment section. So
Yeah.
if you made it this far, that is what we're doing this summer. And hopefully, I mean, we're biking every single day, average at 80 miles. And so hopefully we will feel like doing college tours. I've probably been to over 100 college campuses in my life. Me and my dad just love going to college. That's our thing.
Yep.
So hopefully we will feel like doing it. We're going to try to, make some connections with coaches or GAs and try to get in the door. So college basketball is not going to be our priority this summer. And, laying our life down serving others is going to be. But like you said, we're not going to leave you hanging. We're trying to get some videos out.
We're going to try and do our best. Might be makeshift setups, might be handheld mics, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work.
And maybe we'll try to post as much as we can, maybe and do like some day in the lives of, this and this and this in a random city. Like we'll be in Provo, we'll be in Boulder, Colorado, Kansas State, like cool schools like that. Some places that nobody will get to see.
Try and get to some gyms, try and see some stuff. I mean,
maybe even G-Fed a little bit,
Yeah, there we go.
What opportunity we got coming up this summer, and it's less than 23 days. So if you're watching this far, just be praying for us that we have a safe trip and can, let God guide our path because it's going to be tough.
What John Rothstein said, though, college basketball never sleeps, so neither do we.
Ever.
So
with that being said,
have a great rest of your day. Appreciate y'all watching. Peace.